is News 3 Now at noon. Thanks for joining us today on News 3 Now at noon. I'm Maddie Heimsch. Josh Spreiter is out today, and we begin with breaking news to the ongoing search for a man accused of shooting at police in Baraboo. A shelter-in-place order is in effect in the village of Amherst due to an ongoing standoff. Police say it involves 32-year-old Jeffrey Miller. He's the suspect in an attempted homicide of an officer in Baraboo from Tuesday. Police say they're working to remove Miller from the home. They have cut power to area buildings. We'll keep following the story and provide updates as we receive them. Now to an update on proceedings around last year's shootings at the Harmony Apartments. Bond is now set for 3 of the 4 men charged in one of those shootings. Donovan Douglas, Javian White, and Wilson Clark III appeared in court Thursday. Douglas and Clark were each assessed $1 million bonds. White's bond was set at $750,000. Preliminary hearings for all 3 of them are set for August 8th. Meanwhile, an arrest warrant has been issued for Reginald Sexton. He's currently being held in the Racine County Jail. The bond assessments follow the shooting of 15-year-old Kaisha Miller. It happened last October at the Harmony Apartments on the east side of Madison. The 4 men we showed you earlier are alleged to have showed up at the complex in a stolen car. Police say they came out and shot at a group of teenagers, killing Miller and wounding others. 4 months prior to that, 20-year-old Devon Grant was taken by gun violence also at the Harmony Apartments. Police say they have been called to this apartment community almost 250 times since January. A 31-year-old Milwaukee man was arrested after driving recklessly and running from police officers early this morning. Just after 12 a.m., officers responded to the area of Milton Avenue and Black Ridge Road for a traffic complaint of a vehicle speeding and driving recklessly. The man allegedly drove away from officers. Police say the man eventually crashed the vehicle and ran from the scene. He was found inside a residence on East Memorial Drive. He now faces charges of fleeing, resisting an officer's second-degree recklessly endangering safety, and an OWI. Turning now to the weather, First Warn meteorologist Savannah Brito has a look at your certified most accurate forecast.
Thank you, Maddie. Temperatures are warming up. We will continue to see this trend throughout your weekend. Saturday and Sunday both feature the mid-80s. But if you're looking still to decide which day to make plans outside, I would say Saturday overall it's going to be better. Sunday we do have a chance of storms that's eventually going to return to the forecast, and humidity levels increase. It's comfortable out there for now, though. We're at 75 in Madison. Mid to upper 70s all across Dane County and southern Wisconsin. 80 though in La Crosse. We will see the 80s by the afternoon. By later this afternoon, those temperatures going to keep warming up another degree or 2. I would say we're going to top out at about 82 today in Madison. Dew points though, they're really going to rise. So we stick with about the 60-degree mark for dew points today into tomorrow. But then Sunday, we'll really see those climb. We're going to see 65-degree plus dew points. That'll continue probably for most, if not all, of next week. Into next weekend, those should come down a little bit. But the 3 things to know: seasonable Friday. We're going to stay sunny for parts of Saturday. I think the clouds are going to increase Saturday night into Sunday, and then humidity increases by Sunday. Also a chance of storms. Maddie, I'll time those out on Future Track coming up a little later.
Savannah, thank you. An officer-involved death in Illinois is getting national attention, sparking conversation about police brutality. This comes more than 4 years after the death of George Floyd initiated similar outrage. 36-year-old Sonia Massey called 911 earlier this month over concerns of a possible intruder in her neighborhood. The responding officer ended up shooting Massey in the head and killing her.
And we think that Sonia Massey's tragic video is going to galvanize people in our community to act, because she needed a helping hand, not a bullet to her face.
Civil rights attorney Ben Crum called the body cam footage, quote, inhumane, referring to the lack of remorse shown by the officer when he didn't provide Massey with first aid after shooting her. Security preparations are underway for next month's Democratic National Convention. It comes just a week after the end of the Republican convention. That's why law enforcement discussed security measures for the event in the host city of Chicago. The increased attention to security at the event comes after the attempted assassination against former President Trump. A hard perimeter announced yesterday will rope off the United Center to pedestrians next month. Chicago's mayor says the city is prepared.
And let me state this unequivocally. Chicago was ready. We were born ready. And I'm not just talking about the convention itself. So much has changed from our first announcement regarding the DNC to now. Now Chicago is not just hosting another convention. We are welcoming a new breath of life into our nation.
A spokesperson for the Secret Service reiterated that the DNC receives the highest designation of national security. Former President Donald Trump is meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Florida today. The visit comes just a day after Netanyahu wrapped up his controversial visit to Washington, meeting with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, her first sit-down with a world leader since entering the presidential race. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
It's an honor to have you with us.
Former President Donald Trump is meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at Mar-a-Lago, their first face-to-face talks in nearly 4 years.
Welcome, Mr. Prime Minister.
It comes a day after Netanyahu visited the White House, meeting separately with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris.
Let's get the deal done so we can get a ceasefire to end the war.
The Biden administration is dialing up pressure for the Israeli prime minister to close a ceasefire deal that would also bring hostages home. The vice president and likely Democratic nominee outlined her vision.
It is time for this war to end, and end in a way where Israel is secure, all the hostages are released, the suffering of Palestinians in Gaza ends, and the Palestinian people can exercise their right to freedom, dignity, and self-determination.
National polls show Trump and Harris already running neck and neck, just days into her candidacy.
She's a San Francisco radical.
Friday morning, Harris received an endorsement from former President Barack Obama and former First Lady Michelle Obama.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
As Trump adjusts his focus from Biden to Harris, the vice president is calling for a debate.
I have agreed to the previously agreed upon September 10th debate. He agreed to that previously. Now it appears he's backpedaling, but I'm ready.
In a statement late Thursday, the Trump campaign said debate details cannot be finalized until Democrats formally decide on their nominee. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
This weekend, Trump is holding a rally in Minnesota with his VP pick, J.D. Vance. The Harris campaign says it's holding a weekend of action for volunteers across battleground states to mark 100 days until the election. Still ahead for us this afternoon, just because you ordered boneless chicken wings, the Ohio Supreme Court says if you find a bone, tough luck. We'll explain when we come back.
Need appliances? Black Friday deals end soon at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to 60% off on one-of-a-kind and floor sample items. And get up to $3,000 in rebates, the guaranteed lowest prices, and special financing for 5 years at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
When it's hot, all you want is some relief. Relief from the heat outside, relief from sleepless nights, and relief from big electric bills. Even your air conditioning unit needs some relief. So when you wrap your home with our premium injection foam, it's like putting your entire house in a cooler. It keeps the hot air out, the cool air in, and your electric bills lower. And right now, when we foam your walls, we'll insulate your attic for free.
USA Insulation.
It's time for the grooviest event of the summer. You'll be feeling good at the Wisconsin State Fair, presented by US Cellular, August 1st through the 11th.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Make it Flex Buy on a new Ford F-150 and get 0.9% APR financing for 66 months plus $2,000 Flex Buy cash only at your local Wisconsin Ford dealer.
One call, that's all.
The thing that sticks out with me with Gruber is just totally the communication.
They checked in on me and let me know what was going on.
I felt that I was updated constantly. I knew everything that was taking place.
I would call them and they would just listen. I have my attorney's direct cell phone number.
That kind of service is rare that you get at Gruber Law Offices nowadays.
It was absolutely phenomenal.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
the same. We'd only need one SUV. But what a boring world that would be. Individual SUVs for individuals. Imagine that. Get offers on select models at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Get special offers on select Lexus NX models.
Need a better night's sleep? Black Friday deals end soon at Ashley. Get up to a $300 MasterCard Rewards card with select mattress, foundation, or adjustable base purchases. And special financing for 60 months. Only at Ashley.
Video game performers went on strike at midnight after contract talks broke down over artificial intelligence protections. The work stoppage impacts more than 2,500 voice and motion capture actors represented by SAG-AFTRA. The union says there are concerns that AI could be used to replicate actors' performances with no consent or compensation. Gaming companies say they're disappointed but prepared to resume negotiations. According to an Ohio State Supreme Court, customers who order boneless wings should not expect them to be without bones. It stems from a case brought on by a man who says he developed medical problems after a tiny bone fragment became lodged in his throat after he ate boneless wings at a restaurant in 2016. He sued the restaurant for negligence and breach of warranty, but the Ohio justices ruled that boneless wings refers to cooking style and that it's common knowledge that chickens have bones. And a major shakeup is coming to Southwest Airlines. Starting sometime next year, the company will allow travelers to buy assigned seats, ending its 5 decades-long practice of open seating. Southwest says it will release more details on the change in the coming weeks. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Chanel Call.
And here's a look at the stock numbers at the noon hour. The Dow Jones is up 795 points. The Nasdaq up 249 and the S&P 500 is up 81. Our call for action volunteers are in the building, taking your consumer complaints and taking action on your behalf. Volunteers are here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can call for action at 608-270-2833 or submit a claim anytime at channel3000.com/call-for-action. We have today's AG prices straight ahead, and Savannah is tracking the first warn forecast. Then later on Live at 4, we talk to an Olympic gold medalist ahead of how he prepared for the games, plus what he has done to help prepare current Olympians.
You know you love it. You know you want it. And there's only one place like it, where you can get it. Seafood like no other. Mad Seafood Boiler. Order online for delivery or dine in today.
At Precision, we want to be your trusted advisor. Anybody that knows me here knows that I'm always focused on the customer first. I want to make sure that we don't have to worry about this door, next year, the year after that. Here at Precision, we're here for you.
Precision Door Service, a name you can trust.
They don't clock out at 5 or care if it's the weekend. That means we keep working too.
So when Eric Hovde says that farmers don't work hard, that pisses me off.
Think of farming. Look at the old physical toil that it would take on your body. Now you're largely driving around a tractor.
A California banker criticizing Wisconsin farmers for not working hard? We know what that is.
Eric Hovde, what the hell's wrong with this guy?
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
I am proud of you.
Choosing to celebrate the special moments. For those recovering from stroke, injury, or illness, choosing Encompass Health for inpatient rehabilitation may just be their most important choice.
Dear unbreakable spirit, when the terrain is gnarly, you steady us. When obstacles are ahead, you lift us. When the turf is hostile, you inspire us. Own a legend. Toyota Trucks.
Right now, lease a new Tacoma for $319 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Enhance your floors with Great Lakes Vinyl Plank. It's waterproof, easy to install, and features an attach pad for added comfort. Legends Vinyl Plank is $279 per square foot after rebate. Get cleaner clothes and softer skin with Morton Water Softeners. Get this 27,000 grain water softener for $388.88 after 11% rebate at Menards. America's #1 home improvement retailer for customer satisfaction.
Save big money at Menards.
You know you love it. You know you want it. And there's only one place like it where you can get it. Seafood like no other. Mad Seafood Boiler. Order online for delivery or dine in today.
It's an HGTV week party on the Jennifer Hudson Show. We kick things off with the Property Brothers, plus a design demo with Lil Jon. Then the stars of Fixer to Fabulous, Dave and Jenny Mars.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. Start your evening with News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, uncovering the stories and getting to the heart of events and issues that matter here. And when bad weather is on the way, we warn you first. News 3 Now at 6. Moving forward, weeknights. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report continues her summer break. Here are your farm numbers. Temperatures are heating up for the weekend and maybe even some storms. Here's Savannah with a complete look at the forecast.
Thanks, Maddie. We do have some storms to talk about as we head for Sunday. First, a look at your temperatures, though. We are going to see rain eventually move in. Most of the weekend, though, is going to remain dry. 75 in Madison, 76 in McFarland, 77 in Cross Plains. Outside of Dane County, things are heating up west of here pretty much. We only have a couple of 80s. That's really only the case in La Crosse. I do think temperatures will keep climbing through your afternoon, though. Most of us are going to top out right at that 80-degree mark. I think we'll be a little bit warmer than that in Madison with a high forecast to 82 later today. Dew points are rising a little bit. We do have some 60s out west of Madison, but a 58-degree dew point in Madison, similar to yesterday and on Wednesday. So when dew points are below 60 degrees, that's considered comfortable. We're really close to that 60-degree dew point in Madison right now, 54 only in Waukesha. The 60-degree dew points are west of here, like I mentioned. Relatively speaking, we keep dew points right about 60 degrees today through most of Saturday, but then into Sunday, you can see that sharp increase upwards. Dew points are going to be at least 65 degrees, if not close to 70 degrees. So it is going to be really muggy out there. So if you still don't know which day to make plans, I would definitely say Saturday, at least for outside plans. Maybe keep the plans indoors for Sunday. We'll time out your rain chances in just a bit. We're still dealing with moderate levels of smoke, though. So you might see a little bit of haze to the skies. That's all because of the wildfires that continue to burn out west. But over the Pacific Northwest, you can see those purples, the reds, those darker colors are much heavier smoke than what we're dealing with here locally. So I just think we'll see a little bit of impact from the hazy skies or from the wildfire smoke creating hazy skies as we go through most of this upcoming weekend. Temperatures are going to be similar over the weekend. We're going to see a high of 85 on Saturday, 84 Sunday. So both days are pretty much going to be in the mid 80s. But like I mentioned, sunshine most of the day Saturday. I think we'll see clouds increase during the morning, early afternoon. We'll see those decrease for most of the day, and then they increase a lot Saturday into Sunday. And then with the humidity levels also increasing that we talked about, storm storm chances are going to increase. So we'll time those out on future track. Like I mentioned, today lower 80s for mostly sunny skies. Will be mostly clear overnight. I think a couple of clouds come into play though, mainly west of Madison overnight. Might lead to a stray shower with humidity levels increasing briefly for the morning and afternoon. If not, most of southern Wisconsin I think stays dry. But then into Sunday morning we could start to see those showers, which could lead to brief downpours at portions in time. But I think for the most part this will continue off and on through the day. It's not necessarily going to be a washout, but Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday out of the next several days, those are probably going to be your better chances for some showers. Because of the heat and humidity returning, we do kind of keep an active pattern. I think through the most part of next week, we will stay pretty humid during that time frame too. But Maddie, overall, not looking like a bad weekend. Just Sunday, we got some showers to dodge, but Saturday, much better.
Savannah, thank you. The eagerly anticipated Olympic opening ceremony is tonight in Paris, but for some, the games have already begun. CBS's Leah Mishkin reports from London.
At the Olympic Village in Paris, these pins are catching eyes. The curious will come a little closer, and this is what they'll learn. Ross Baxter has been collecting pins since 1988. It all started when he was a volunteer at the Calgary Winter Olympics. He's been to 14 Olympics at this point. The 86-year-old has a pin collection from each one. Most of them are at home in Canada, but he brought many duplicates to trade here for pins from Paris 2024.
But this, to me, is a lot of fun, because you go to another country, you meet a lot of nice people.
Pin collecting started getting popular at the 1984 Los Angeles Olympics. That's where Baxter's friend Dan Pressburger got hooked.
I was a coin collector, and when I was at the Olympics in 1984, I was 20 years old in college, and I couldn't afford to buy coins anymore.
The Los Angeles teacher brought about 165 pounds of pins in his suitcase to Paris to trade.
At every Games, there's a pin that every collector really tries to get.
About 100 to 150 traders will be on the prowl once the games start.
Some people collect media pins. Some people collect the country pins. Some people collect the Paris pins only.
It's just an addiction. But luckily, it doesn't ruin your lungs.
And you can make some money out of it, too. Not from all of them, but some pins can go for about $15 to $50, and rare ones can go upwards of $1,000 apiece. Pressburger says the money he makes on resales will help pay for this trip, plus the tickets for the events he plans to watch with his girlfriend and son. Leah Mishkin, CBS News, London.
Hundreds of new pins will be available at the Paris Games, and not just collectors are looking to trade for the latest ones. Athletes are said to get in on the fun, too. Now up next, Howard wraps up his favorite fair foods with a classic that you could have year-round.
We couldn't leave the fair without having a funnel cake, and just wait until you see how easy these are to make at home.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
If you're about to replace your roof, stop. There's a solution about 80% less expensive. 9 out of 10 roofs can be saved by RoofMax. Guaranteed to extend the life of your current roof by 5 to 15 years at a fraction of the cost of a new roof. RoofMax's deep penetrating power restores flexibility and water protection. Nobody wants to replace their roof. Restore it instead with RoofMax for 80% less. Call now for a free roof inspection.
Hi, I'm Daryl from Little America.
Blake and his cousin Connor are here with their families from Madison today. What's your favorite ride? Connor's older sister, Cassie, told me her favorite is the go-karts. Mom loves that she can bring a picnic basket, and Dad enjoys miniature golf. There's fun for the whole family at Little America, where big fun is only a few miles away.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet for only $49.99 a month. Call 1-833-376-4999.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
better when you're under our roof. Because when you feel totally protected, your family's free to enjoy their dreams. Try it again. You're getting the hang of this. Good job. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
What's up? You need some windows?
Home. Oh, you need windows. Yes, you do.
Hey folks, you call the experts? Increase your curb appeal and save big this summer with free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest for 5 years. And we'll get it done Feldco fast. Free installation ends Wednesday. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
What a blast we had all this week at the fair. Besides practically eating everything in sight, we rode almost every ride you can imagine. Yeah, even the bumper cars. And as you can see, we also scored big on some of the games on the Midway. Look what I won. But we couldn't leave here until we tried one last fair classic, the funnel cake. And since the fair only comes to town every so often, we decided to create an easy homemade version that's made just like they do here. It starts off with a quick throw-together batter that we drizzle through a funnel into hot oil. Yeah, a funnel. That's where it gets its name. Once it's golden on one side, we flip it until it's crispy on the outside and tender delicious on the inside. After they drain for a minute or so, it's time to dust them with lots of powdered sugar. Let me tell you, these are perfect to nibble on when you want the taste of the fair at home. So here's what I suggest. Go online and get the recipe for our easy funnel cakes along with all of our fair favorites. Now there's no hiding the fact that you ate one, since you'll probably end up with powdered sugar all over your face. I'm Howard from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, and now I have to round up the rest of the troops and head back to the test kitchen so we can whip up even more. Ooh, it's so good.
Here's Savannah with the final check of the forecast.
Thank you, Maddie. Saturday definitely going to be the better of this upcoming weekend out of the 2 days. Sunday, storm chances are going to increase, and then humidity levels. So yes, it will be muggy out there Sunday, and that's actually going to stick around for most of next week. So if you can get outside this afternoon, 82 is your high, mostly sunny, not tracking any showers, low humidity through the afternoon. We'll fall to 60 at night, so also want to note that it will be comfortable out there for one more evening before we start to see nighttime temperatures increase too. There's a few, mainly Wednesday and Thursday night, where we will be at 70 degrees. So most of southern Wisconsin only going to fall to 70 at night. So it will be pretty hot out there the next couple of evenings. So Maddie, today everyone needs to get outside, or at least tomorrow.
Thanks, Savannah, and thank you for joining us this Friday on News 3 Now at noon. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you next week.